It's time again for the Bringing Back Basic Gray collaboration, and so today I thought we would make a few Christmas goodies together. Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome. It is time for the Bringing Back Basic Gray collaboration. This is just a tiny collab that I'm doing with my friend Sarah, who is crafting and relaxing here on YouTube, and Kathy, who is Stampin' Cat over on Instagram. And we have found that we love and have hoarded basic gray paper since they no longer make paper anymore. And we are to the point where we are trying to pull some of it out every month and enjoy it, enjoy using it, and enjoy playing with it, and to make something fun with it. We're not trying to use it up by any means. We're just trying to get joy from the paper instead of letting it sit away in our stash somewhere. I was blessed to have received some Happy Mail from Laurel, and in the Happy Mail included this Blitzen collection pack. So I was actually getting pretty slim on basic gray. I had a big stash, but I've used a bunch of it over the last couple years. And I was excited because I didn't really have anything Christmassy left. So I was super excited to receive this Blitzen collection from Laurel. Laurel, thank you so very much. So I thought I would pull it out this month and play with it and make a few items that I need to replenish for craft shows, and just to have some fun making some Christmas goodies. So that is what we are going to do today. And Kathy and Sarah's links will be in the description box below for you to check out and see what they make with their basic gray. And if at any time you would like to play along with us, you can use the hashtag that's in the description box and share your projects with us either here on YouTube or over on Instagram. So I pulled out one sheet of the collection, these Christmassy stripes, and honestly, when I made the intro, I wasn't exactly sure what all I was going to be making, but I have narrowed it down to some nail file holders. I know you guys have seen me make these before, but I turned the paper horizontal so that you could see all the stripes on my little holder boxes, and am trimming them down to 3.5 by 6 inches. So I'll get 6 from this 12 by 12 sheet. And then I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and I'm going to score at 1 1/4, or 1, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, and then 2.5. So that was 1, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, and 2.5. And I was really struggling with my scoreboard today. My my little stylus embossing tool kept wanting to jump lines on me, and I was going pretty slow. This is sped up about 3 times just because I'm doing the same thing over and over again, but it just kept wanting to jump lines on me. So was not liking my scoreboard this morning. But still, it's one of the quicker ways to score a bunch of these at one time. So this process kind of shows you how I mass produce these nail file holders. I know a lot of times, like, I'll make them out of some 6x6 paper when I'm doing my small pad smash or something like that, but it was nice to be able to get 6 of these out of a full 12 by 12 sheet. I pulled my bone folder out because I thought I was going to use that to crease my lines, but the paper is thick enough, or it's like that thickness where I was afraid if I used the bone folder, like after I started folding, that it was going to cause the paper to like tear there or at the creases. So I just was using my fingers, and then I thought, oh, I can use my bone folder to slide in there and burnish it down, but this bone folder is thicker than the one that's at my other desk, so it didn't work for that either. So I didn't use it at all. Here I'm just going through and I'm folding in all of my lines, and then we'll come back and glue them together at the end. But like I said, I wasn't sure what all I was going to be making. I knew I needed to replenish some stuff for another craft show this weekend, and now I had pretty much sold out of all the nail file holders from my last show. So I knew for sure I was going to do some of those, but I wasn't sure if I was going to try to tack on anything else. But in the end, I decided to keep it simple, and we are just doing the nail file holders. So now I'm gluing them down with my Barely Arts glue, and what I found was easiest is to kind of just fold the box so that it lays flat and then burnish, since I couldn't get my bone folder in there to burnish that bottom part. So that is what I'm doing with these. And I chose this paper because it had like all the Christmas colors, and you know, had the reds and the greens. And one cool thing about this collection is it comes with some solids as well as a bunch of different patterns. So, and then there were also some letter stickers and some die cut tags, I think, in the back. So sad to say that of all the Echo Park paper, or not Echo Park, of all the basic gray paper I've had, I don't know that I've ever had a full collection of something. I remember I used to buy my basic gray from Archivers, and there was a great scrapbooking, paper crafting store here in our local area that closed probably about 10 years ago. But they always had like giant packs of basic gray papers, but it was a mix of papers. It was never like one full collection. But every time they would have a sale, I would stock up on those big packs. I swear there were like 50 sheets in each pack. And so that's where I got most of my basic gray paper. That's how I got it. Every once in a while, if there was a print that I especially liked, I would buy the individual papers. And then I would buy some of the individual like embellishments, the sticker sheets or the punch outs or whatever. But I don't know that I've ever had an actual collection. So thank you, Laurel. All of my boxes are now folded, and now I'm coming in at the bottom of each box. I'm pressing in on the sides just to kind of create a pinch there at the bottom. If you have a crimping tool, that would work well for this. Also, I don't. So I just kind of pinch in at the bottoms, and we'll come back in with my wet glue and some clothespins or clips, and we'll hold them shut. So I'm just squeezing some glue in there at the bottom, and then depending on the size of my little clothespin here, I used 2 of those tiny ones. You just want to have enough pressure to hold them closed. And then these bigger ones, I realized I could just go all the way across the bottom. And then once I got all of these glued up, I just let them sit for a while. Went off. I actually did this in the morning. And so I went off and got the girls started on school and came back a while later, and they were nice and dry. So that is my last one. And now we are back, and I'm taking all of my clothespins off, and now I get to embellish. I found some of those buttons, the flare buttons, in my stash, and the colors kind of worked well with the colors in the paper, but I wanted to back them with something. So I brought over some white scrap cardstock, and then I pulled out a sheet of that like solid green, which really isn't solid because it's kind of grunged up with some red there, but that ended up being perfect. So it was probably like just over, that circle punch I think is 1 inch, and so the scallop is probably 1.25 inches. It doesn't actually have a size on it, but I layered up the scallop circle from the green with just a simple white circle, and I'm trying to figure out how best to press this on here since I can't get my bone folder in there. Layer that up, and then I realized, ooh, I have my nail files over here. I can stick those in and at least have something solid in there. So I went ahead and left the foam on the back of the flare just because it gave me something good to add my glue to. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the rest of these, just trying to figure out what kind of layers I want. And I know you can't really see a lot of the white, but it adds just enough of punch of white that it helps everything kind of stand out together. So I tried to back the buttons that were colors around the edges with my white circle. And then you'll see me here, I kind of switch it up, and I'm going to punch my scallop out of the white and then use the green for just that layer circle. So I just kind of reversed the order here. And that is because the last 3 flare buttons are white. So this was kind of nice because I got to play with some new to me basic gray paper and used up some embellishments from my stash. I looked at the beginning there, if you saw me flip over the package from the flare buttons, trying to see if it had a date on them. I know I've had them for a long, long time. And that would be why I added adhesive to the foam, even though it is supposed to be sticky already. I wanted to make sure they were still going to stick. Finishing up my green circles here. What I thought was funny last time, there was one lady who came to our last craft show, and I swear she bought most of my nail file holders, but she was a Color Street. She sold Color Street, like the nail strips, and so she was using those as gifts for her clients. So just an idea if you know someone who sells Color Street, or if you sell Color Street or any other nail type items. And actually someone else, I think it was Noreen, who said that she bought a cheese holder or something, cheese grater, not a cheese holder, a cheese grater. It's morning. I'm not fully awake yet. And she said that these are the perfect size to slide those in to gift for like stocking stuffers at Christmas. So you can actually use these little containers for more than just nail files. This last one, I ended up having to bring in some other stickers from Hobby Lobby, just those little dimensional Santa hats. So I pulled in one of a green scallop circle that had a little bit of red on it as well. And then it used the white layer circle. And now I'm going to clean up, just get things out of the way. And then these are like the Wilton pretzel bags. They're, just a few inches wide, but they're like 10 inches long so that you can fit the nail file holders down in there. And I will seal these on the back side with a label with my information on them. But hope you guys enjoy these quick little Christmassy projects. Again, was excited to play with this new to me collection, the Blitzen collection from Laurel. Thank you guys so much for your time today, and I hope you all have a very crafty day.